Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's Bayern Munich versus Liverpool watch-along match chat with Mark Goldbridge and 0-0 from the first leg. Interesting team news coming in. Very interesting team news coming in actually. That no Fabinho for Liverpool, which I find odd. Not a Liverpool fan, obviously. Manchester United fan. So Liverpool losing tonight, to be honest. I don't know, I have mixed feelings about that, I've got to be honest. But the team news, very interesting. Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson. Don't think there'd be any complaints there from Liverpool fans. But Robertson, Milner, Henderson as the midfield three. There may be some reservations about that. Naby Keita not actually part of the squad. Fabinho on the bench. And obviously Salah, Firmino, Mane up front. The bench has Fabinho, Lovren, Sturridge, Lallana, Mingale, Shaqiri and Origi on there. Bayern Munich, Neuer, De Souza, Sully, Hummels, Alaba. Martinez, Thiago, Gnabry, Rodriguez, Ribéry and Lewandowski. So surprised to see Ribéry starting. I would have thought I quite liked Kingsley Coman and Gnabry in that game against Anfield with the pace that they've got. I mean, Ribéry and Robben have been great players for Bayern Munich in the past, but I think that the past is where they belong, and I would have preferred to have seen Koeman over Ribéry, to be honest. But I mean, what a midfield that is. Martinez, Thiago, Gnabry, Rodriguez, Ribéry, Lewandowski. And Bayern Munich should be going right to the end of these tournaments in the Champions League. But as I said before, they remind me a bit of a PSG. Good team, but just seem to never really get to the finals. Their bench is very strong as well. Boateng, Goretzka, Davies, Young, Ulrich, Koeman and Renato Sanchez. So interesting game. I feel that this could go the way of Liverpool, I've got to be honest. But interesting. I would have started Koeman for Bayern Munich and I would have started Fabinho for Liverpool. A few people saying that Kingsley Coman is injured. Maybe he's carrying a bit of a knock. I don't follow German football like I follow Italian or La Liga, so maybe he's carrying a little bit of a knock. But I'm doing all right, Svel. If we get a game like last night, fantastic. We'll also be keeping an eye on the Championship games as well. Apparently it's Villa against Forest and it's 1-1 at the moment. I think last time we did this back in the autumn, there was a Champions League game and Forest and Villa finished 4-4 or 5-5, something like that. Ridiculous. Koeman is carrying a knock, says Gary Anderson, so he's not been dropped, which to be honest makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. It really, really does. We need a good referee, says Owen. I mean, this is why I love football. This is why I love football. I absolutely was engrossed in that game last night for the watch-along for Juventus Atletico Madrid. And again tonight, I think you've got... I love the Champions League. Like, I'm not a big fan of international football, but when the World Cup or the Euros comes along, it's high-level football. And the Champions League, when it gets to the knockout stage, it's high-level football. It matters, and especially the second legs. Koeman has a knock and was close to starting today, says Oliver Kahn. Imagine if that was the real Oliver Kahn. And I'm not keeping an eye on the Forest score. Somebody in the live comments just told me that it was 1-1. Ready to watch Liverpool lose is Joshua Kimmich in this game. I don't remember reading his name out, Kimmich. So no, must be injured or suspended. Somebody in the live comments will let us know about that. Mark, you hear the Umtiti release clause is allowed to leave, says Christopher Daniels. Yeah, but the only reason they're getting rid of Umtiti is because they want De Ligt, and this is United's problem again, isn't it? Going for players that Barcelona don't want anymore, so they can go and get players that we should be going for ourselves. Bit tired of it, to be honest with you. Bit tired of it. Just going to put a tweet out. Bayern. So my score prediction, a lot of people are saying I will go. I've got a funny feeling Liverpool are going to do it. I think Liverpool are going to win this game. I just think Bayern are ultimately not achieving what they should be achieving, and I think Liverpool have the potential with Van Dijk back to keep it tight at the back and nick a goal up top. Bayern Munich will be expected to go on front foot. So yeah, I think Liverpool will win this. And to be honest with you, I mean, how do you break it down? Let's ask the live comments. How do you break this down? Liverpool fans, ideally, would you be bothered about being knocked out, or do you think being knocked out benefits your Champions League hopes, your Premier League hopes. Weird comment from Salah yesterday. I'm willing to sacrifice my Champions League dream for the dream of the fans for the Premier League. Why would you say that if you're not thinking about going out? Non-Liverpool fans, Man City fans, probably want them to stay in because you want them to keep playing games because it might deteriorate their league hopes. Manchester United, Arsenal fans, whatever fan you are, what do you think? I mean, personally, as a United fan, I think it would be funny to see them getting knocked out. But then I think, yeah, if they get knocked out, their chances of winning the league are enhanced. They're going to be playing a game a week for the rest of the season because they're not in the FA Cup anymore. They're not in the Champions League anymore. So it would massively help their chances of winning the league. So, yeah, interesting. But to be honest with you, I think Liverpool's league hopes are based on beating Chelsea and Spurs at Anfield. If they win those two games, I think that they've got a great chance of winning the league anyway. And both Chelsea and Spurs will need to win them games themselves, respectively. Although they could have Champions League games and Europa League games either side. So NASA says that Bayern are going to do a number on Liverpool tonight. Let Liverpool progress, says Ijon. And Liverpool better win, says Juan Luis Sierra Perez. I like the name. Big game tonight, says Vinny Rowley. Mark, what do you think about the Sancho dilemma? Says subscribe to PewDiePie. I spoke about it on the United stand. I don't think it's a dilemma. I think if United want him, they'll get him. Mark, will you be streaming tomorrow, pal? Zico Lasman. I'm always doing something. Reset the timer, Mark. Yep, need to do that. You're right. Oh, shit. I've clicked on the wrong thing. So we're about to kick off. 0-0 extra time, 11-12 on Lens, on penalties. Yeah, the only way it could go to penalties is if there is if it stays 0-0. If there's any score in this game, there won't be penalties because it's obviously you get a draw. Score draw would put Liverpool through. Right. We're about to go. And we're off. There we go. Toby Wiles has got a treadmill in Solihull. It's got to be the right size treadmill. Get on to me on Twitter and I'll happily come and do it. I'm going to have to practice a bit. How many channels do you have? Says Yassis Karim. About 12 now. I've only got 3. United Stand's not my channel anyway, is it? But we're up and running here. Let's see how Liverpool start this game. I think they will. The thing about Liverpool is, even if Bayern score the first goal, they almost don't need to worry till Bayern score the second goal. If that makes sense. Do. I'm trying to sort it out, don't worry. So Bayern on the front foot at the moment. Fragile P. I don't get angry when anyone mentions Sander, but I think it's a little bit miles ago news that's already been spoken about nearly a year ago now, and people just bring it up, so I just ignore it. So that's the last I'll mention about it. There is no drama with it. It's been mentioned so many times, it's boring, and actually the channel's moved on so much now that people would be like, who? It was somebody who used to be on the channel who's not on the channel anymore. There was no fallout or anything like that. We stopped doing the channel for 2 months. Then me and Marcus thought we'd start doing a little bit here and there. And it just doesn't work the way it used to work. So that's that. So we'll move on from that. Marcus, how you doing, pal?
Good evening. How we doing? How we doing, everyone? You all right?
Yeah. Just knocking your volume up a little bit. Hopefully everyone's audio is low again. Oh, for fuck's sake. I hope this is not mine. This happened to me this afternoon. This happened this afternoon. It is. It's knocked itself down again. How can it do that?
Got a ghost in the machine.
It's really, really, really weird. Like I do a stream on the United Stand and the audio's fine, and then half an hour later you go live and the computer is knocking the audio down. I need to Google this tomorrow and figure out what it is. I've changed it now. It'll go back to being upside, but it's weird. Must be some sort of bug.
Very, very bug. I'll tell you what, though, I am excited this evening because I did retweet your treadmill thing.
Yesterday's news.
And I can't wait to see your fat ass fall off that thing, mate.
Hey, we're not having any weight body fascism on here. We'll be hanging up. You know that's for me. Body fascism is as bad as racism, lesbianism, and any other ism. In fact, lesbianism is just a life choice. Racism is illegal, so I don't know what I'm talking about there. But you know what I mean. We're not having any fatism on here. Not any of that nonsense.
I cannot wait.
And you can't talk anyway. You spend most of your time on your arse. You speak out your arse.
This is going to be epic. What have you got to do on it?
Oh,
just do some skills or something.
Look. A lot of people might not be aware of this. On my Twitter account at Mark Goldbridge, I was looking on Twitter this early evening, and I saw this video that I think True Geordie's kickoff put out of this lad on a treadmill with a football doing these skills, and they said better tenor, he'll never be a professional footballer. So I retweeted it and went 10,000 retweets, and I said 10,000 retweets, and I'll do it on a treadmill. I'll recreate that video. Now, like 1,000 retweets is very, very hard to get, but 10,000 retweets is, I thought I was safe. 2 hours later, it's hit 10,000 retweets. So I've got to do it. So basically, get on a treadmill while it's moving with a football and do some skills. Ultimately, we all know it's going to be a bit like getting on a Brooklyn Bronco. How long will I last before I fly off? That's what's going to happen. I think we all know.
This is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to do this. You just got to fork out for a treadmill now.
No, the thing is, my sister has got a treadmill that big, but she lives up in Nottingham, so I'm going to have to arrange to go up there next week and do it. What a prat! I'm pretty sure. What a prat! I need to get some pink boots. I think that'll add to it as well.
We all look forward to seeing that, Mark. So it'll be a good bit of entertainment for us next week on the international break.
Yeah, I think really actually some big sponsor should make an event out of it and at least pay me for the broken legs I'm going to get.
Just don't injure yourself before next weekend.
I know, because we've got the trials, haven't we? It's 0-0 in this game at the moment. It's a little bit of a slow start, to be honest with you, but we'll keep you up to date with it. Which way do you think it's going to go?
Do you know what? I think Bayern did an absolutely fantastic job at Anfield a couple of weeks ago. And I think they nullified Liverpool's attack very, very well. So I'm going to go with Bayern this one. I really don't see Liverpool getting through this tie at all. Bayern have got some good players in there tonight. Naby, Ribery's in there tonight starting. James Rodriguez, obviously the big guy up front as well, Lewandowski. So I fancy Bayern to get through tonight.
Toby Wiles, you can DM me about it, mate. If you want to give it up for me for a few hours. I think Liverpool's away record since the Champions League final has been bordering on shit, and Liverpool fans themselves would admit that. It's been very, very poor. So they've lost in like Red Star and PSG, and so they're going to have to improve. I think that I think Liverpool are going to win. I've just got a funny feeling. There's no logic to it because I actually think that Liverpool have it in their mind that if we go out, it's going to help our Premier League hopes anyway. I almost feel like that might be a psychological block for them anyway.
It could, I never really thought about that. It could work in our favour, I mean, if they go out tonight, then yeah, the next Premier League game is what, about 10 days' time, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Or do they play over the weekend? Because we're in the
Oh no,
FA
they're playing
Cup.
on Sunday, Liverpool.
Yeah. So yeah, it could be a bit of a psychological blow, considering they got to the final last year and then they're possibly out of the quarter-final stage this year. Yeah, it could work in our favour, I think. Yeah, it could work in Man City's favour, particularly. But I mean, they got a problem here with Henderson at the minute. He's off the pitch having something done.
Well, I think most Liverpool fans would have said they'd rather see Fabinho start over Henderson anyway.
Yeah, I think he's the more tough tackling sort of type, isn't he, Fabinho? I mean, he gets about the pitch a lot as well. He probably a bit of a...
I think Thiago should have scored there. I know he's outside the box.
Good opportunity,
it drops him on the edge of the box. And, a play. How do you miss the target from there? This is what makes me laugh about professional footballers. You spend any time with a professional footballer on the training pitch and they're scoring worldies from 40 yards. Put them on a football pitch, perfectly in their stride, edge of the box, and they're putting it 5 yards over the bar. Professional footballers. You've got to hit the target. I don't understand how they don't hit the target. I'd hit the target from there. All right, Alisson would be able to do 10 press-ups before it got to him, but I'd still hit the target.
I think he's gone for a play shot on to the top left of the goal. But in the end, comfortably wide and over.
Yeah. Thanks for the contribution, Noor Chamzadine. Gamer says, how's your song doing? Feeling better? I think you're talking about my son. Yeah, he's a lot better today, actually. We had a rough night last night. He was just... he had to sleep in with us because he was heavy breathing, temperature and everything. But he's a lot better today. Thanks very much.
He's got what you got then, Mark, has he?
No, I think he's had a lot worse. I've just had a bit of man flu. He's had like teething, stomach bug, the lot.
Right.
I am better than Thiago Ilisaban, and I think Thiago in himself knows that, and I think that's probably why he put it over the bar then, because he felt the pressure as it fell to him on the edge of the box. He was like, "Oh, Goldbridge had put this in the top bins on his right foot," and then he bottled it. It's a common problem with professional footballers these days. I'm in their head like I'm in Arsenal Fan TV's head, and it's putting them off. I've noticed it a lot. Who do you think is going to win FIFA Gaming? So Marcus has gone for Bayern. I've got a funny feeling Liverpool will, although they've started off very badly.
Yeah, you think Bayern with the home advantage here, they did the job at Anfield, so home advantage should see them through. They're seeing plenty of possession of the ball early on. Just gone past the 10-minute stage, and it's all been Bayern
penalty
so far.
shout there. I'd like to see that back again. Ref says get up to Lewandowski, but
Ribery's getting on the ball an awful lot as well down the left-hand side, doing his driving runs into the box. Big game, massive game tonight for Liverpool.
Here it is.
So how's your day been, Mark? All right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a penalty. Van Dijk doesn't get the ball at all, but I think Lewandowski dives.
Goes down a bit too easily for me, for a striker of that quality.
We need to just keep an eye on... Marcus, are you for or against Brexit and why? Don't answer. I can tell he's a leaver anyway. He's exactly the sort of person who would leave. Well, I know you are, Marcus. Don't just nod if you are. So Barcelona-Leon's 0-0. I hadn't realised it's 0-0 and it's 0-0 as well. They're both similar games. So if Leon were to get a score draw, they would go through. I tell you what, if Barcelona go out, Marcus, I think an English club's going to win it.
You know, I think, I mean, the big hitters, one of them at least in Madrid, have gone out already. Then you had Atleti go out last night, which by all accounts was an absolutely fantastic game, Mark, listening to you yesterday.
It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. But I did speak to you yesterday afternoon. You should have reminded me.
I'll tell you what, that Forest Villa game is going like it did before. It's... I don't know what Jordan Henderson's done to his sock, but he's cut it off.
Oh, yeah. There's something majorly wrong with him.
2-1 after 20 minutes in the Forest Villa game. So Lots of goals there. Henderson's down again. Liverpool to win, says Epic Gamer and Dimitar Dinoff. Hi Mark, says Oliver Ware. Hello. Who do you want to win, says Thomas Rowney. I don't really know who I want to win. I would never normally want Liverpool to win, but I just think that actually he's come off for Fabinho, Henderson.
Yeah.
I think that if Liverpool go out, it will help their Premier League hopes, and I don't want them to win it.
Yeah, well, I did see Henderson signalling just before. I mean, Klopp was having a moan on the touchline just now as well.
We've just gone over 63,000 subscribers as well. Thanks everyone for subscribing. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So Liverpool's midfield will have a bit more creativity now, I think, in Fabinho coming on.
I think Liverpool fans will actually be happy.
Mm.
Although, to be fair, the last couple of times I've seen Liverpool, Henderson's played actually quite well.
Well, I mean, he is the main captain, isn't he?
He is the captain, yeah. Dylan Donnelly thinks Mason Greenwood will play against Wolves. I think he'll be on the bench. I'd be surprised if he starts. I'd love it if he did start, but
What do
I
you
hope
think
he does
that,
because I've got him on Football Index.
What does everyone think of that young lad, Declan Rice, being named in the England squad?
Yeah, thanks for subscribing,
fantastic.
Jake Middleton. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know who England have got in the international break, and I don't know when they're playing. I sort of switch off for the international break, if I'm honest.
I think we've got a qualifier on Friday and then another one on Monday. I think it is. But yeah, I mean, I was quite surprised actually that Declan got called up to it. I mean, he's been pretty good for his club form. So
Czech Republic on Friday, the 22nd of March.
Yeah. I think the other one's Monday. Sure.
And then Montenegro on Monday at 7:45. Yeah. Might do watch-alongs for them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's. I don't know what people think in the live comments. Might do England watch-alongs on here because I don't think there's much point doing United stand at 8 o'clock on those nights.
Everyone will be watching the internationals, won't they? I think. But Fabinho's been caught out a couple of times since he's come on. At the minute, giving away a couple of silly fouls. Matip just gave away a foul just now.
So I think Liverpool will be quite happy with this first 15 minutes. No clear-cut chances. It's quite similar to the Anfield game, with Bayern Munich obviously having a little bit more impetus because they're the home team. And I think that's what happened last night. I was saying that the Atletico Madrid-Juventus game was exactly the same game, just flipped round. Juventus were the dominant team because they were at home and Atletico Madrid tried to defend. And I think today we'll get the same thing again with Liverpool trying to hit on the break and Bayern Munich having most of the ball. But not had any clear-cut chances yet. That shot at the edge of the box from Thiago.
Yeah, penalty incident from Lewandowski as well. But apart from that, nothing really. Bayern not really threatening at the minute. They seem quite content to take their time and make the ball do the work. They're not rushing.
Jordan Nash says, I'm not sure why Smalling didn't get called up to the England team. I can tell you why. Good defender, but Southgate doesn't want him because he's crap on the ball. Which is true. He is crap on the ball. He's a good defender, but he's shit on the ball. And that should be a concern for Solskjaer as well, because he is crap on the ball. And if Gareth Southgate doesn't want him in an England squad because he's crap on the ball, you'd have to ask the question why. You know, I like Smalling, but I think we need somebody better as a backup. He's brilliant, but as a first teamer, his distribution on the ball is an issue. That's why he can't get in the England team. This ref is the shit ref we got versus PSG at Old Trafford, says Sebastian Anderson. And the Book Nut fan says, read an article, Pogba asked an ex-United player what Spain is like. Don't know if the article is legit. If so, not a good sign. Thanks for the contribution, pal. And Marius Caverna says, what is dogging? I don't know. Is it something to do with taking your dog for a walk? Does anyone know what it is? Read the live comments. I don't know. I've got no idea. Ask Stan Collymore.
Only this channel you can get questions like that.
I know.
And, I think, watching the United Stand video just now, Mark, the 4 positions that we're after, I think that shows that we'd probably end up keeping Eric Bailly now. I know you said that you thought he might have gone in the summer, but I think now, if we're looking at right back, left back, attacking midfielder and a right-sided midfielder,
Yeah.
I can't really see anyone going, to be honest.
Barcelona are 1-0 up. They've had a penalty. Messi.
And who have they got?
Leon. You can almost guarantee that Messi's going to get a hat-trick tonight anyway. The amount of times that happened between Ronaldo and Messi in La Liga, where one will do one and then the other does something the next night.
Barcelona at home tonight.
Yeah.
Well, there's still hope for Leon then, if they can nick a goal. God, Liverpool playing really slow tonight. Again, knowing what's at stake, they're not really threatening Bayern at all at the minute. Salah not really involved in the game. I think the most dangerous player for Liverpool at the minute looks like Mane out on that left-hand side. Yeah, I mean, Bayern, they're so comfortable just passing it around the back. Liverpool's not really pressuring. Not trying to force the issue. So.
They're a good footballing team, Bayern.
Oh, they know how to keep the ball, don't they?
They almost need to send a statement out if they've got any aspirations of winning this tournament, which I don't think they can. The game is a little bit boring, the gamer at the moment, to be honest with you. It needs a goal. But I think the few Liverpool fans have said this about Liverpool lately. In the big games, they're starting to go a little bit cautious.
Yeah. Yeah, he went, can't remember, what was that game where they went with the 3 defensive minutes? Was it against Everton?
And United, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if Liverpool don't win the league, where they didn't win the league will be the United and Everton games where they basically played for draws, especially against us when we were on the ropes with all the injuries that we had and we couldn't make a sub in the second half. I was really surprised that he didn't go for it because, you know, if they'd beaten us, that would have been the belief, I think. Bayern 2-1, Liverpool end goal on the 80th minute, calling it, says Kangoo. Leon almost scored, says Prince Bruce. Where will you be buying your treadmill, says Jordan Nash. And when is the Champions League draw, says Malik. It's on Friday. I think it's on Friday morning. They're normally about 11 o'clock. Any
particular team you'd like to get, Mark? I suppose the obvious choice is Porto, isn't it?
Porto, but I think City are going to get Porto. I'm convinced by that. I think we're going to get Juventus or Spurs. What about yourself?
Do you know what? I was thinking last night. I was saying to a couple of mates last night.
You ain't got any mates. You were saying to yourself, didn't you?
I'd fancy having a go at Juventus again, you know. I really would. I'd like to see a proper Manchester United attacking team have a go at them instead of that crap we saw last year. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind taking Juventus on in the quarterfinals.
I don't think United, whoever they play and however long they stay in the Champions League now, they'll never have to play a game like they did against PSG. You know, where we had Martial, Lingard, Pogba, Matic and Herrera out. We might have a scenario in April where we're missing 1 or 2 of those players, but we'll never have 5 of our first choice front 6 out again. So I think on our day we can beat anybody. I don't think we'll win the Champions League. I don't know when we'll go out of it. I don't know how far we'll go in it. But I think if we play to our strengths, we can beat anybody. Like, you know, we lost to Arsenal on Sunday. It's not a nice feeling, but we played very well.
Yeah, I think that was just a matter of not being clinical enough. I mean, the game plan was fine. We had the chances. We had the better of the chances. We created more chances. Second half, I thought we were quite dominant, to be honest. You know, it's a shame. I don't want to particularly blame the referee about it, but it was a shame that dodgy decision literally killed the game. So, but we go again. Saturday can't come soon enough.
Very
make no
equal
mistake.
game so far, this one.
Saturday's not going to be an easy game, but hopefully it's a good one.
Said Jamie says, what's your thoughts on Twitter hiding retweet and like counts? I didn't know they did. Do they?
No, I didn't know that. No.
Must be a new thing.
Why would they hide that though?
Makes no sense, does it?
It's a bit stupid, no. Yeah.
People will leave Twitter if they do that because you don't know whether you've put a good tweet out or not.
Yeah.
Leon Keeper's injured, says Nova 5.
Robbie says Marcus we're going to face Ronaldo. I hope we do. I just think, all right, obviously Porto are the weakest team, I suppose, in the quarterfinals, but I think when you get to the quarterfinals, there's not really any easy games. People say there's not any easy games in the Premier League, but you can pick out a couple of teams that you would expect to dominate and get a few decent goals against them. But I'd take Juventus. I think that'll be an exciting game under Ollie. Certainly, no, we wouldn't go to Turin and just sit back like we did before and nick it at the end. But bit of a low-key affair, this one, Mark, tonight, isn't it?
It needs a goal.
Yeah, no one's really taking control of it. Bayern's had the possession, but not really done anything with it. You think Bayern Munich, with the experience they've got in there, they'd, the Lewandowski's, Neuer, Ribery, they'd be able to overcome this, I think. It's a foul. See Ronaldo set a load of records again last night as well.
Ooh, got one. He's just shot wide.
Yeah.
For Liverpool. Half decent shout.
It's the first attempt they've had in, 25 minutes? And could have been a little bit better there.
Remember, subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, get involved. Liverpool have actually done better in the last sort of 5 minutes. Starting to work into the game a little bit. So again, Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich are not going to win this tournament. I say it every year. They're a good team, but they're not going to win the tournament. They're just not. There's something missing. There's been something missing with them for years.
I think they're missing that spark, and they did that player that can drive at teams and make things happen. Like we got with Pogba. In the last 10 minutes he can pick the ball up, make a driving run with it, get the crowd on their feet. I think Bayern, they have got good players.
Done very well there.
Yeah.
What a goal if he scores it! Oh, it is a cracking goal by Mane.
Bloody hell.
Bloody brilliant! I've got to say, what a goal by Mane.
Well, Liverpool did threaten just now with Firmino just shooting wide.
Ball over the top. Mane uses his pace, but it's the instant control. Takes it down really well, rounds Neuer, and then chips 2 defenders. It's a cracking goal. It is.
Amazing.
It's a cracking goal. Like Maloney02 says, world class. It is. It's absolutely superb what he's just done.
Yeah,
fantastic. But the game needed that, Marcus, to be fair, because now Bayern Munich need at least 2 goals. That's brilliant. I don't know who hits the ball over the top. They deserve a lot of credit as well. But
I think it was Van Dijk,
Yeah, it's a fantastic goal. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic.
Picks it up on the edge of the area and puts his foot on the ball, spins Neuer, and then, chips it over the 2 that go into the goal to clear it. But, what a
he says through gritted teeth, but quality is quality. And to be honest, though, the game was drifting a bit. It needed a goal, and Bayern need 2 now. And I did say didn't I say, everybody? I said in the last 5 minutes, Liverpool to me looked like they were getting on top a bit. You had that shot from Gok 1 into the side letting, and then great finish by Mane.
That is pure class. That one, pure class. The way he just spins the ball as well and just hits it. He doesn't even look up. He knows where the goal is, and just gets it in that bottom right-hand corner. Great goal.
Yeah, it's the control, isn't it? Like you say, of that first touch, really, really good. Mane streets ahead of Martial Mark, world class, says bad boy Emil. Isn't he about 5 years older though? I think Mane's about 27, isn't he? 26, 27 in a month.
Yeah,
but no, I agree with Willie O. I think
Mane's
either insane or trash. You're right. He's massively inconsistent. Firmino's Gok one. There is a definite similarity. But yeah, Bayern Munich.
Bayern's got on the bench, Mark.
Goretzka's on the bench, Koeman's on the bench, so they've got some good players on the bench, but there's just something about Bayern. Bayern are basically the German PSG, totally dominate their league normally, although Dortmund are pushing them this year. But when they get to this stage of Europe, they come up against the best teams in Europe, and I just don't think they get enough competition in their own league. I mean, Liverpool. You've got Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, United, City, and that's before you get to the mid-table team. So you're always being tested. So they're used to competing, but I don't think Bayern are. I think they get to the latter stages and they're just not competitive enough. Ribery's crap and too old, says great banter. I think they looked better with Koeman and Gnabry, but apparently Koeman's carrying a bit of a knock. But Liverpool are growing into this game. First 15 minutes, a little bit subdued battle, but Bayern haven't really had any chances though. And it suits Liverpool now on the break.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've certainly got the pace to hurt them when Bayern come forward.
I tell you what, if Liverpool get another goal, Mane's playing absolutely world class here. Good run, skip past three players, cross is into Neuer's arms. If Liverpool get another goal, I don't think Bayern will score 3.
No, definitely not. They're a good team, but I don't think Lewandowski will get them the 3 goals they'll need. Like that comment said just now, I think Ribery's pushing on now. He's on his last legs. They need some injection of pace, I think, for me, Bayern Munich. They look a little bit lacklustre at the minute.
1-0 in the other game with Lyon and Barcelona. And Championship scores: Birmingham losing 2-0 to Millwall, Derby 0-0 with Stoke, Middlesbrough beating Preston 1-0, Norwich beating Hull 2-0, Forest losing 2-1 at home to Villa, 0-0 with QPR and Rotherham, and West Brom are 1-0 up over Swansea City.
Well, again, not seen Bayern push the panic button yet. They're still quite happy to pick their passes.
Bayern are dead, says Gav Morgan 84. I just don't see this. I tell you what, if I was United, I wouldn't mind getting Bayern if they got through. I don't think they're that good. I tell you what though, Marcus, if Liverpool do manage to get through this, what an exciting draw it's going to be on Friday with 4 English clubs in the last 8.
Yes, definitely.
I think we'll definitely get an English tie, at least one.
You'd have to think so, wouldn't you? I mean, 4 in there.
Imagine if it was Liverpool Man City. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant. Liverpool Man City if Liverpool got through. Oniyuki Nuki says Manu's first touch was huge. United needs Icardi. Yeah, imagine Liverpool Man City in the next round. Now that would be interesting. If I was Man City, they've got the biggest squad. I'd just go and break legs. I sound like Michael Owen. No, I wouldn't really. I don't condone any of that, but it would be weird. 2 teams going for the Premier League and then playing each other again in the Champions League. Because it happened last year, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Barca 2-0 up, Coutinho.
I think that's them home and dry.
I always
for
felt
Barcelona
were going to win that, to be fair. I think Barcelona and City are the favourites for me.
So who's who's in the hat at the minute? Well, I say the hat. Who's in the draw at the minute? So obviously United, City,
United, City, Spurs,
Juventus,
Juventus, Ajax,
Spurs.
Porto. So we're just waiting on the 2 in these tonight.
The Ajax, I think, would be a decent game as well. They got some young, decent players in there. No pushover. They showed that they can get through anything against Madrid.
Red Devil says, imagine an all-English semi-final. We nearly had it one year. Was it 08 when it was... I think 08 was semi-finals, United, Barca, and I'm sure it was Chelsea-Liverpool.
Chelsea, yeah, I thought it was Chelsea. Definitely Chelsea was in there.
That was important to win it that year for United. Bloody hell. Good old John Terry. The original Slippy.
He was bawling his eyes out, wasn't he?
Oh, he couldn't have happened to a nicer bloke. I just love the way the commentator, I can't remember, I think it was Tildesley, definitely wanted Chelsea to score. And as Terry was stepping up, if he'd scored, they won it, didn't they? And it was like, Mr. Chelsea, stepping up. And then it slipped. It was great. Here's Ribery. Diving. Liverpool looking good for a second at the moment.
They are, yeah.
Tyrone Williams says Liverpool United final would be great. I'm just very happy United are in this Champions League, and let's see how far we can go. I think we are underdogs no matter what. Robertson, should he have cut it back? Went for the near post to try and trick Neuer, but Liverpool at the moment, 10 minutes to half time.
Yeah, try to catch Neuer out at the near post then, but there was a couple in the box there waiting for the cutback.
I agree. I think Drew Smith, if 4 English clubs get through to the quarterfinals, I'll guarantee you, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's 2 all-English quarterfinals, but they'll definitely won't have it that we all avoid it, because they won't want an all-English final. Corner to Liverpool anyway.
Yeah.
What a crap corner that was.
Terrible.
Bayern looks sloppy, says Balparam. I just think it's the quality of the Bundesliga. I don't think it's... For me, if you're naming the top 5 leagues in Europe, I would say... I think the Portuguese league's better than the French league. I do. I think PSG apart, I think the Portuguese league is better. What a good defensive header that was, because Matip was there waiting to head it home. So Portuguese league 5th. German League 4th, Italian League 3rd, La Liga and Premier League in the top 2. I don't think the German League is that good. I really don't.
I think when you've got a couple of teams that just dominate the league, same year in, year out, it gets boring, doesn't it?
I tell you what, this could be another big night for English clubs in Europe. And let's not forget, Spurs beat Dortmund, didn't they?
Yeah.
In both legs.
Have you got the second tie of the Europa League tomorrow as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could possibly be that all the English teams in Europe all go through.
Well, that to me was the guider, really, that the Dortmund are actually, I think they're top, or they're joint top, or they're just off the top of the Bundesliga, and Spurs, who are not even in a title race, they're in a top 4 race in England, beat them comfortably in both legs. So we should not be surprised that Liverpool are beating Bayern. Have you cried from a United game, says Sebastian Anderson? I think there's been a couple. I've never cried. I don't cry if we lose. I'm not like that. No, I don't cry if you lose. I've never cried after losing. I think England-Germany in 1990, I was a kid, so I was really upset, but I didn't cry. But I've had happy tears a couple of times. Yeah, I think that 99 definitely. I think 08 I probably did a little bit as well. Sir Alex Ferguson's last game, definitely. Every time Phil Jones puts a United shirt on. Every game for Laney, yeah.
Must admit, I think I had a couple of happy tears the other night when we did what we did out in Paris.
No, I didn't cry
Amazing.
about that, I don't think.
It was an
But
amazing night.
of course, the big question at the moment is have you ever had a hard on for a football game? Which I haven't.
No. But it's gone a bit quiet now, the game. I mean, Bayern not really reacted going a goal down at all. No, they're still trying to work their way into the box. They're trying to pass their way into the box. Yeah, in the early stages of the game, they're quite
Is
well
Nabry in the
into.
box? Oh, it's an own goal.
Oh,
Well, that's a turn up for the Bucks.
there we go.
Matip puts it into his own goal. What a prat. But
Game on.
1-1. Let's watch this back again. Nabry seems to get a lot of time in the box. Klopp's not happy. It's a ball over the top. Andy Robertson, very good left back, gets caught trying to play offside. Can't get back on Nabry, who shoves him off and then volleys it across. I don't think there's much Matip can do, really.
No.
Because Lewandowski's going to pass it home anyway. It's a no-man land for the defender. I think he does all he can do and it goes in off him. And if he doesn't put it in, Lewandowski's going to put it in anyway. So,
But it's that drive down the right-hand side that's caused the confusion there. Robertson didn't know where he was. I mean, Klopp's absolutely going ballistic where he was on the touchline. But yeah, just a simple ball over the top.
need to change the scorer.
Yeah, straight across and in his own net. Yeah, if you don't try and make the clearance there, it's a guaranteed goal anyway. Lewandowski's right behind him, ready to pounce.
1-1. Well, it makes it interesting because I think at times this game's been a little bit boring, but it makes it interesting now. From a Liverpool point of view, I think you'd be much happier that with 1-1 than you would be 0-0 anyway, because you've got that away goal. And but I think they would have loved to have got to half time, Marcus, to be honest.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if they'd got to half time 1-0 up, Klopp would have been quite rightly happy about it. But now it's 1-1. I mean, for me, it's the next goal wins it now, definitely. Bayern get it, they're through. I mean, Liverpool through at the minute on the away goal, of course, but they're not going to want to sit back for 45 minutes in the second half.
Andy Robertson, very good left back, just got caught out there, tried to play the offside, and once Nabry's got a couple of yards on you, it's hard to get back, and he was strong as well. Mark, what's your favourite Eminem song? JJ's Gaming. Probably. I don't know.
I like the one
What's
he
that
did
one?
about.
You get one chance, opportunity knocks, blow. You move it, you do it. You had one chance to blow, opportunity knocks. I don't know. I'm not massively into Eminem, but I quite like that one. I like the one with Dildo.
Dildo. That was the Stan one, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Friday at 11 o'clock is the Champions League draw. We'll be live on the United stand for that.
Well, do you know what? I think Bayern can think themselves quite lucky to get that goal. They didn't react much, going 1-0 down. They've not attacked much. The first driving run down the right-hand side caused a bit of confusion.
Does anyone know for the Champions League quarterfinals whether they'll split the timings again? Because it annoys me when they have the games on the, you've got to choose between two games. I'd quite like it if they split them, but I bet they don't. So you can watch all the quarterfinals. I bet two of them will be on at the same time.
Yeah, it probably would be, yeah.
Well, Bayern are having a bit of a... Rodriguez is down injured at the moment.
Oh, Bayern seem to have upped the gear in the last minute or two. Looking a little bit more direct. playing the ball quicker in midfield, looking to get forward quicker. I think certainly what Bayern needed. Bayern.
I've never watched Carl Pilkington, Alan Wine. I know who he is, but I've never watched the show with him in it. I've never watched That Idiot Abroad or anything. Lose Yourself, that's what it's called, Vidar. Opportunity Knocks, says Jack Shaw. Yeah, that was something that I used to like, Opportunity Knocks, with Bob Monkhouse.
The game's gone a bit quiet now.
Should Michael Jackson's music be banned, says Aaron Nevin. Good question for you, that, Marcus.
No, I don't think so. These documentaries, they can... it's always struck me that
Good free
how media and news, even when someone's not around anymore to defend themselves or anything like that, they can still go back and bring up subjects and bring up bits and pieces of history that paint people in a different light.
You're just gutted you can't watch reruns of Jim Will Fix It anymore, aren't you? That's what it is. You're just a big Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. Gary Glitter, yeah.
Do you want to be in my gang?
My gang, yeah. But no, I don't think he's right. I don't think it's right.
Thing about then, look, Gary Glitter is a proven, been in prison, still alive, paedophile.
Yeah, Rolf Harris as well.
But I do like that Rock and Roll Christmas, and now we never get to listen to it. Quite rightly so, because he's a paedophile. But I've got to say, here he is. He's onside.
Yeah.
He's not going to score. He's gone wide. Lewandowski. What a prat. 1-on-1. I think he thought he was offside. I think that's what he's moaning at the linesman for. I think he thought he was offside. And he is. Bloody miles off.
Yeah. I just think it's a bit low when you got to.
Oh, he did. He flagged it offside. Anyway, the linesman there just took an age to flag him off. He was offside. I'm a Barnsley fan in League One. I'd like to see an English team win. Spain have been dominating this competition, so I hope Spurs, Liverpool or Man United win it. Man City are built on oil, so screw him, says Average Football Fan. Thanks for the contribution. Remember, you can do that through the $ at the bottom of the live comments, and please do subscribe if you're new. That's Football. Really loving the content we're putting out at the moment, and we'll be doing watch-alongs for the European games all the way through to the final. Not doing an Arsenal one tomorrow, screw them. It's the Emmerdale Cup, and unless United are in it, I'm not bothered. It's the BTEC Champions League, not bothered about the Europa League. I might do a Europa League final watch-along, but I'm not interested in any other game until then, unless United are in it. I'm not a big fan of Lewandowski, Haddon. What about you, Marcus? I'm not a big fan of Lewandowski. He's good, but I've never been that. He's not super fast. He's a good goal scorer, but I don't rate him massively. Well, I do rate him. He's good, but when he gets linked with United, I'm like,
I wouldn't take him now, but I think going back a few seasons ago, when he was before he moved to Bayern, he was at Dortmund, was it? No,
yeah.
I would have took him then, but I wouldn't take him now. I think age is catching up with him now, and he's lost a yard of pace. But again, he is a clinical goal scorer for me. He really is. He's not too similar in the mould of Harry Kane, but Harry Kane's got pace and he's got strength about him. And Lewandowski, for me, good goal scorer if he stays in the box. But
J Baz says, "What's a Mark Goldbridge?" I don't know. What is a Mark Goldbridge? Put it out to the live comments. But there was a good point from Nathan Brown, which sort of takes over that comment about Lewandowski there. And he was saying, if you could take one player from Bayern Munich, who would you take? Get in the live comments and tell us. Have a think, Marcus. For me, if I could take one player from Bayern Munich, it would probably be, I wouldn't want Neuer because we've got De Gea. Kimmich, the right back. Midfield, James Rodriguez. Yeah, I love James Rodriguez. And maybe... No, it would be one of those. I don't think Koeman or Gnabry are good enough to... of the quality I would want slightly better than that. So Rodriguez or Kimmich for me. I've always loved James Rodriguez, and Kimmich is a brilliant right back.
Yeah, I'll give Rodriguez a shout. I wanted Rodriguez before he went to Bayern on loan, but I'm going to go the opposite to you, Mark. I think Koeman on the bench. I think the way United are going under Ollie, I think he'd be a pretty decent shout at United at the minute.
Cool.
Makes you wonder though. We're linked to these right backs and left backs at the minute, or Ollie saying he wants the right back and a left back. Makes me wonder what's going to happen to Fosu Mensah then next season.
Well, apparently he's going to Ajax.
Yeah.
Sharath Math Fitness says I'd take Thiago. Thiago, a lot of people saying that. Jag says Thiago.
Good.
Brandon says Hummels. MEH says Koeman. Kimmich for Mirad Jamie. Genuine Real Guy says James Rodriguez. Sully says Lincoln Giacodini. Thiago. Alba's a good shout. Why not Thiago, says Nelson. Koeman is class, says Dylan Walsh. Kimmich, Alaba or Thiago, says Matt. Thiago. Rodriguez for sure, says Assel. And Water Pratt, Joel Matip, says FaZe Mood. You heard what's going about, says Abel Russell. No.
I think Bayern got to find
I'll tell you what, I do like that name, Beats Box Dre. I love rants and bants, but I love what Heavy D's calling him ants in his pants. Those two make me laugh. They make me laugh. You've got Sweaty D versus ants in his pants. I love it. You can't beat it. Goretzka's on the bench, said Jamie, but he's a good player. Taliso, Super Louis. Ribery's got a few months left in him, says H. He's shit tonight, mate. Thiago, I think looking at the comments, it would be one of Kimmich, Thiago or Rodriguez for the masses, really. Maybe Alba. But there you go.
I think
some people might take Neuer if you've got a crap goalkeeper. So
yeah, I mean, if we didn't have to hire, I mean, you look at what we've got and you think what would improve. Rodriguez obviously would improve us. You look at our midfield: Herrera, Pogba, James, pretty decent. Look at Kingsley Coman maybe coming in for Jesse Lingard on the right hand side. Coman, Rashford, Martial. It sounds pretty good. Hummels as centre back with Lindelof. Good shout. I mean, Kimmich obviously would. I think anyone replaces Ashley Young at right back these days.
Well, Jezel06 says we don't need Kimmich. We've got Ashley Young. He is joking. He did put about 6 smiley faces next to it.
I mean, I think you could probably make an argument for every player in the Bayern side. Or the majority of them at least. But I think this summer's going to be pretty interesting for United. I mean, I did read today they're on about announcing Ollie as the permanent manager in the international break. So, be interesting to see how much they give him if he wants 4 positions filled.
How do we think this second half's going to go then? 1-1. Liverpool with a great goal from Mane, defended quite well. Then Bayern Munich getting an own goal from Matip, although I think it was going to be a goal anyway. It was a great cross from Gnabry. How do we feel this second half's going to go? I think it's quite well poised. I mean, Bayern Munich, if they could get another goal, I could see them winning it 2-1. In fact, some people were saying that at the start of the game, 2-1 Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
I think if Liverpool get another goal, that probably puts them through. So how do you feel it? How do you think it's going to go, Marcus, second half?
I'd still fancy Bayern to go through. I think that will probably play into Bayern's hands. That Liverpool, I can't see them. I can't see Klopp setting them up to sit back in the second half, even though they got the edge at the minute with the away goal. I think that will probably play into Bayern's hands. So I'll still fancy Bayern to go for it. I think it'll probably be the 2-1, like a lot of people are saying in the comments. But yeah, Liverpool, apart from the goal, they had the Andy Robertson chance. Should have maybe cut it back, but he didn't. He went for goal. But Bayern as well, I think they're quite fortunate to be 1-1 at half time. I've not really seen them do much, to be honest.
Yeah, I quite fancy. I I still think Liverpool are going to do it. I think they might get the next goal, and that'll be the end of it. To be honest with you, what we do, Mark, if Arsenal get top four, says Daraka, if they get, look, at the end of the day, the race for top four in England is massively, massively interesting, as is the race for the title. It only just occurred to me, we were talking about last night about all the possible permutations of the Champions League quarterfinals, but imagine Liverpool get through this and then Liverpool get Man City. I think that would be, I would really hope that would happen. I think it would be great, because I think that if Liverpool get knocked out tonight, they've got the advantage for the title, because they're not going to be playing, they're going to have one game a week, whereas Man City are still in the Cup and the Champions League. But if Liverpool get through and then they get Man City, how psychological will that be when those two are going head to head, not only in the Champions League but also in the Premier League? So I think that would be very, very intriguing to watch that, and I would love to watch that, and we would do that as a watch along on here, of course. Spurs still in it as well. I think it'd be great to have. I mean, I don't. Look, obviously I'm a United fan, so ultimately I quite like the idea of Liverpool going out, but then part of me thinks I don't want Liverpool to win the Premier League, so it might be better that they stay in for another round. I don't think Liverpool can win the Champions League, but I think I wouldn't mind them staying in it, because I would. The thing is, I don't want Man City or Liverpool to win the Champions League. I don't mind Spurs or United. Obviously, I want United to win it. I don't mind Spurs winning it, but I do sort of agree with what a lot of people say. I'm fed up with the domination of Spanish clubs in the Champions League, and it's always good for your league if you're winning things. And I think Chelsea and Arsenal have got a good chance in the Europa League if they take it seriously. It depends whether they're going to prioritise top four or not, because it's a risk going for the Europa League.
Yeah, it's good for English football. It's good for the Premier League. It's good for the supporters of the Premier League. That all the top six are all still in Europe. Obviously Arsenal and Chelsea in the Europa League, and then Liverpool, City, Spurs, United in the Champions League. So I don't think the top four race is going to be solved, and probably it could go right up until the last game of the season, to be honest. It all depends how far every team goes in Europe. Europa League obviously takes its toll eventually, and the Champions League will take its toll eventually as well. So it's an extra 2 games for us. April's going to be a busy month for United, so it's going to be important, and we just got to keep going as we're going. There's not much more we can do really. We've just got to keep winning games and keep up with the pace.
Jamie Tilley and Naeem Ahmed say, if it's a draw, do Liverpool go through? Yeah, Liverpool do go through if it stays 1-1. They've got the away goal, which is a very good point, actually, because, Liverpool will be looking at that, knowing that if it stays like this, they're through, and Bayern are going to have to push for that second goal. But it's a little bit like United in Paris. If Bayern get that goal early, do they then sit back, or do they try and get the third goal? Because Liverpool will go for the away goal, and if they get that, Bayern have got to score again. So very intriguing second half. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way, bottom right hand corner, or just click the subscribe button. Get involved with That's Football. Everybody's welcome on here. Channel for everybody. We do watch-alongs in the Champions League. We'll do the England internationals over the break. We do a bit of Football Manager on here, a bit of FIFA on here, a bit of reaction to just topical stuff on football. So subscribe if you like football. That's what it's all about. Also, I just liked that goal. I was just looking at the goal from Liverpool there. To be fair, the way that Van Dijk, Marcus called it was Van Dijk who hit it over the top, but exploiting the right-hand side of the Bayern Munich defence, because no Kimmich tonight. So very clever by Liverpool to isolate the fullback with Mane, hit it up to him, and then obviously he scores the goal. So the weakness of Bayern's defence with no Kimmich tonight exploited by Liverpool. Second half about to come. Must just answer a question from Ryan Keller Gaming. He said, what's your favourite TV programme? And we'd like to go talk about the football, but sometimes wander off a little bit. I'm getting massively into Game of Thrones again, Marcus. Do you like Game of Thrones?
Do you know what? I actually bought the box set today of 1 to 7, so I'm going to, over the international break, I'm going to binge watch them from season 4, because that's where I got up to.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, just hopefully I'll get into it. And I saw the trailer for season 8. It does look really good.
I watched the last 2 episodes of the last season today, just to sort of whet my appetite for next month and make me remember stuff. And the second to last episode of the last season is one of my favourite episodes of all time, with the dragons against the the White Walkers. I won't say too much, but absolutely brilliant. I love that episode, and the music's great as well. Wilhelm Christensen says 200 million and Mbappe or 300 million and Bale. What? You made a contribution for that, Wilhelm. I mean, I wouldn't even give 30 million for Bale. So, yeah. Definitely Mbappe. Yeah. What's a good Netflix series, says Jordan Nash? Oh, there's so many. Ozark, Narcos. There's a really good Formula 1 one on there at the moment. There's a good film that's just come up on Netflix, actually. My brother sent me a picture of it today. You got Netflix, Marcus?
I have, yeah.
It's really good. I haven't watched the film, so I can't say it's really good, but it looks very good. Triple Frontier, it's called.
I was just going to say, I've just seen that advertised. I've got it on my basket to watch tonight.
The cast looks great. You've got Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy. You've got Ben Affleck, Isaac, who's in Star Wars, and Pascal Pedro from Game of Thrones and Narcos. So it looks like it's a good cast. So, I don't know whether I'll get to watch that tonight because I've still got to finish Afterlife. But, looks really good. It's a good thing.
How's that going, that Afterlife, Mark?
It's all right, yeah. It's a bit heavy going, but it's good. In fact, they've just got the trailer on the telly now. They've just got the trailer on the telly now for this Netflix program.
Just been seeing a lot of tweets about it, saying it's got a good mixture of like real life and comedy, and it touches on a topic that's not really talked about a lot. And I did fancy giving that a go over the weekend.
Yeah, it is worth a watch. It touches on good subjects, comedy and death. Mark, did I miss the Outlast thing, Marius? Yeah, you did. It was brilliant. It was great. We've done it. Jamie Tillis just subscribed to the channel. Well done. Thanks very much, pal. Afterlife is great, says Alex Booth. And have you seen Selena's Pen, says Pritchard 0161. No. And Triple Frontier is all subtitled. Is it?
It can't be, surely not. Yeah.
They're all English actors, aren't they? So why would it be subtitles? I don't mind subtitles anyway. I mean, Narcos has got a lot of subtitles on it. It's fine. I don't mind it. I can read. And Matip is top most poorest defender, says Aka JMR. Imagine if you got Delit at Liverpool next year. Wow.
Yeah, Delit and Van Dijk is your centre-backs. What a pairing that would be.
FaZe Rug has just subscribed as well. Thanks, pal. Is it half time still? Firefox, yeah, we'll let you know when it starts up. And thoughts on Watford game, says Thieves. Who's playing Watford? United are playing Watford after the international break.
How long is this international break? Is it a 2-week one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a massive fan of the new Alan Partridge, Dan, to be honest, and I'm a massive Alan Partridge fan. I just don't like the setup of this series at all. If you want a good comedy, I really like Jersey Girls. Jersey Girls is something else. Derry Girls on Channel 4 is really funny. White Gold's quite good as well. There's so much amazing TV at the moment. So much stuff. You've got Game of Thrones coming out, Stranger Things, Ozark later in the year. They're refilming Ozark. You've got some really good films coming out this year. You've got things like Alan Partridge has been out, Derry Girls, White Gold, Line of Duty's coming out soon. There's so much good TV at the moment. In fact, you sort of have that time after Christmas where you're trying to find box sets to watch. But now there's so much coming out. I'm having to sort of write it down to remember in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. Not enough hours in the day, is there now?
And I just found out today, there's a new game coming out, a snooker game. I can't believe it. And it's got online play. All the tournaments. I can't wait. I've already tweeted, I'm going to be the best online snooker player in the history of online snooker games. But this is the first online snooker game. So, Anya Kabi and Micah says, would you bid 100 million for Sancho if the budget is 200 million? Yeah, I would. Would you, Mark?
Do you know what? I'm going to have to say no. I don't think he's worth 100 million anyway. But highest I'd go for him would probably be 65, 70. And I think that you probably leave yourself then. I'm seeing one Bissaka being quoted at about 40 odd million, so that's enough for him. And you got got some spare change, I suppose people would say, to cover up anywhere else.
I've got to just jump in here because George Kyle is laughing at snooker. Like, we have met George Kyle, and if you saw George Kyle, you'd think he was a snooker player. So you can laugh it up. Laugh it up.
Yeah, you want to keep an eye on Twitter tomorrow, Mark, because I did read that, and the release date for the game is being announced tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
they replied to me as well.
Oh, nice of them.
Yeah. I don't think it's out tomorrow, but I'll give it a go. I've never played it. I've never played a snooker game on PlayStation or anything like that that's been any good. So I'm intrigued to see how it's going to work, because a game of snooker takes a long time because you've got all the safety play and everything. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
We're up and running anyway. Second half.
Yeah.
We've got a super chat as well. Thoughts on Rakitic after the Barca getting De Jong, says Saurabh Showed. I think he's too old for United. Don't want to be going after these cast-offs of the Spanish teams anymore. And also, it sort of fits in with the Champions League, doesn't it? Yeah, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid are good teams, but if an English team wins the Champions League, you should, surely our league's better anyway. Dortmund said they won't sell Sancho, I heard today, says the Bucknut fan. Yeah, watch the United Stand video from 7 o'clock tonight. All the latest chat and talk about that is on there. So yeah, after here, get on the United Stand.
Gareth Bale's a definite no from you then, Mark.
Yeah, definitely a no from me. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. I wouldn't take him anyway, mate. To be honest, he's the injury record for me just puts a big no in front of him.
J Baz says 50 million in Sanchez for Bale and Varane. They wouldn't take Sanchez off us, J-Baz. No one's going to take Sanchez off us. Rayo Vallecano won't take bloody Sanchez off us, let alone Real Madrid.
I read today United were wanting to get him out on loan.
Yeah, who's going to get him, though?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, I think the only place the bloke can go would be China, surely.
George Kyle says do Mario Kart instead. I do play Mario Kart on the Switch. I don't play online though. I need to go online actually. That'd be good fun.
It's so much fun. Super Smash Brothers as well. Decent shout online. There was a late tackle there. I think it was by Mane.
Yeah. Villa beating Forest 3-1 now. Thanks, Katie White. It's not going to be a 4-4 draw then, is it? Wolves are a hard team to play against this season, says Original Gaming. And yeah, but I think United and Arsenal both have got to go Wolves away in the league as well.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what they did against Chelsea the other night. No, they're not to be taken lightly.
Mohammed has subscribed. Thanks, pal. Thanks for the contribution, Sam Harvey. I've never watched Vikings, actually, FDV, Spikes. Meant to be very good. Man United fans playing Mario Kart right now. Switch is underrated, says Balu. I don't think it's underrated, it's just quite new, isn't it?
Yeah, I think...
In fact, you can get that snooker game on the Switch, so I might just get it on that.
I think it takes time for people to grasp that they can play online Mario Kart while they're sat in a bath or something.
Yeah.
It's, the stuff that thing can do is amazing.
Yeah, well, we play it mostly as a console. We hardly ever play it as the handheld thing. But yeah, it is good the way you can do both.
Yeah, it's basically just like a tablet, isn't it? Two Joy-Cons on each end. It's amazing.
Toxic Fortnite, I do like The Last Kingdom. It's really good, so I think I would like the Vikings. I think I watched Vikings Season 1. And also, I accidentally watched the episode where the main Vikings guy dies, and it's not till about Season 3, so I'm like, oh, have I ruined the story there? It's a bit grim as well. What if United win the FA Cup and don't get top 4, says Carl Jan? I'd be disappointed. To be honest. Neil Smith says Game of Thrones is boring.
It's not for everyone's cup of tea, is it?
Liverpool are on the break here with Salah. Going to go alone. Ooh, Neil makes a save.
Yeah. Good save that from Neuer. Keep it at 1-1.
Seems a bit stretched at the moment, the game, which is good to see.
Yeah. Both teams certainly come out in the second half and
Yeah, I think Wales will get the Grand Slam, Jake, the flake. Thoughts on the Six Nations? I think they will get the slam, yeah. Snooker's for old people, says Cresswell. How can snooker be for old people when it's all about a steady hand and good eyesight? I mean, come on. Oh, Deirdre. Oh. Old people might like watching it, but it's not for old people playing it. Bloody hell, you've got to have, like I say, a firm hand and really good eyesight. I'm getting terrible at it.
yeah, I can't imagine some 70-year-old man playing snooker, to be honest.
Well, Jimmy White still tries to play, and he always gets beat now because he's shit.
Yeah. I think that was the heyday of snooker, I think. Jimmy White, Steve Davis, Stephen Hendry.
Yeah, I used to love Stephen Hendry. Even Ronnie's getting on now. He's into his 40s.
Yeah.
Here's Salah again.
He played the other day, Mark, didn't he, Ronnie?
Yeah, he got his 1000th century.
Yeah.
In,
Did he go through?
Career. He won it, yeah. He won the...
It
was the Players' Championship on... it's the Worlds next month, this time next month. The World Championships at the Crucible. Football Manager's on Switch, apparently, says Callum White.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah, you got to download it from the e-store. But you're not online on it, so, you know.
You can't play it online?
I'm not too sure, but I think the only place I've seen, I've not seen the actual retail game in any shops. I've only ever seen it on the store, on the actual Nintendo eShop.
Bayern on the attack here with Ribery in the box. Cut back, no one there. Liverpool all clear. Game's gone boring again, says Quezzy King. Beast Games High is just subscribed. Thanks, game. Beast Games High. And
they're not doing enough, Bayern, for me. You know, they got all the experience of being in this competition. They know what they got to do. And
I don't think they're that good.
Well, I think they got decent individuals, but they tend to rely on individual brilliance to get them out of the scrapes.
Well, we're definitely not getting extra time tonight. I think for a time we thought we were going to get it last night until that late penalty. But Lewandowski's just gone down on his ankle here. He's up again.
I did see you wanted your bath last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of extra time.
Mm.
Power is a good show, says Sam. Yeah, I started watching Power and then I didn't. I think I would have got into it, but I wasn't patient. I think I found something better.
Oh. Lewandowski's still there. A bit of a nasty one there. Oh, yeah,
you can't show the game. We don't get asked this much anymore on watch-alongs, but you can't show the game because people like BT and everybody else pay millions and millions of pounds to have exclusive rights to the Champions League. If I turned my camera onto it and showed it you, we would be down quicker than a hooker on holiday. We would. It's the reason the BBC and the ITV don't put it on as well, because they haven't got the rights to show it, so we can't show you the game.
And to be honest, this game isn't that exciting to show anyway, I don't think.
I think it's dangerous for both teams, though. I mean, obviously, if it stays 1-1, Bayern are out. If Liverpool score, I think Bayern are out, because I don't think they'll score two. But if Liverpool were to concede at any point, they're out. So it's very evenly poised. And to be honest with you, across both legs, I think they've been evenly matched. Sam Harvey says, see you at the trials, Mark. Favourite ever player. Have you been invited, Sam? Well done. And favourite ever player for me would be, skill-wise, Ronaldo. Player-wise, Roy Keane, I just loved him as a captain. And Sarab Chowdhury says, if ever come to England, would love to see you, mate. Okay. And when you lived in Ireland, did you attend any League of Ireland games? Says David O'Mahony. No. I nearly played in a couple, but no, I never attended any. The money heist is excellent, Mark, says Kyle Morrissey. Let's have a look who's in that.
Liverpool just keeping hold of the ball at the minute. They've had a couple of good attacks in the second half so far. Bayern having to do a bit of defending.
Yeah, I think it's been an equal game. I think both games have been very similar.
See a couple of Bayern players moaning there at a ref just now about the time.
Probably going to play FIFA again on this channel, Kieran, and I think it will be international break. I just want to get season 1 done in Football Manager so that I'm not going to stop doing Football Manager, but I can have a little bit of a break and then I can do a bit of a FIFA career mode. That's the plan, but I need to get through Football Manager this week to do that.
I missed your episode today, Mark. How are you doing on it?
Come see, come saw. I've lost my top spot in the league to bloody Brentford. I think they've come from bloody nowhere. But we're still second. I think we're still looking good for automatic promotion. Don't want to be in the playoffs. Here's Liverpool in the box with Milner. Oh, Bayern will get that away now. It's 2-0 to Barcelona in the Lyon game. I can give you a bit of a tour around the ground of updates scores, actually. 2-0 to Barcelona. So they're comfortably through because Lyon need 2. Millwall are beating Birmingham 2-0. Derby and Stoke are 0-0. Middlesbrough and Preston are 1-1. Norwich are 3-1 up against Hull. Forest are losing 3-1 to Villa. 0-0 with QPR and Rotherham. And West Brom are beating Swansea 2-0. Chelsea women have beaten Liverpool women 4-0. You should watch Norseman on Netflix with a smiley face as Willem Christensen. I don't know. I've watched The Walking Dead. I must admit, I've been an avid watcher of Walking Dead throughout its whole run. I always watch it, but after the mid-season break, I haven't watched it. So I'm about 6 episodes behind, and I don't know.
Did you ever get around to watching that Fear the Walking Dead, the prequel thing?
I watched episode 1 and I was like, oh no. I don't think it was bad. I just didn't want to invest in it. Here we go, Bayern. Good play by Matip. Strong on Lewandowski. Half an hour to go. Lifetime isolated with DT, David Moyes or Alexi, says Ivor. I think Alexis Sanchez is probably a nice bloke in real life, and if you've got a dog, you know he'll walk it. So DT would just irritate me, and David Moyes would send me to sleep, and worse. So I think I'd probably rather be with Alexis Sanchez. Prison Break, Ben Cullen. You know why I used to watch Prison Break, but you know why I won't watch the new ones? Because someone spoilt it for me and told me something that happens, so I'm like, oh, what's the point? And I think it's such a big spoiler, I just can't be asked to watch it now.
A show I got into a few years ago, a show called House.
Oh, yeah.
The American, I can't remember his name.
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, playing the American doctor thing. I thought that was pretty decent for its time.
Has it finished now?
Yeah, it has now, yeah. You ever see them on there, mate? Give them a watch.
I need to watch The Sopranos. It used to be on Now TV. I don't know whether it still is. I've still got to finish The Office as well. Yeah. That's what I mean. There was so much to watch. Don't have enough time. Watch Vera on ITV, says Cress Welsey. Joshua says, what's your favourite type of frog, Marcus?
Oh, God knows. What a weird question.
I know. I just don't eat them. I think I quite fancy mushrooms because I like garlic, if that makes sense. But I would never eat frog's legs, although probably taste like chicken.
Not too far off. I remember giving them a try a few years back when I was out in France. Not too bad. Crab sticks as well. Quite nice.
Peep Show's very good, David O'Mahony. I binge watched that about just before Christmas. Really enjoyed that. Would you swap a player like Rashford for Van Dijk? Says Luke 99.
No.
I think Rashford's a bad example. Would I swap a player like Mata for Van Dijk, or I think that's an obvious one. I'm trying to think. I wouldn't swap Martial for Van Dijk.
Would you swap Lindelof for
I was going to say, I probably. You know what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because it's United Liverpool, and I wouldn't give them the steam off my shit because that's the rivalry. But you know what? Logically, Van Dijk is better than Lindelof. So if the rivalry wasn't there, yes. But because of the rivalry, you're always going to stick up for your own player, aren't you? Oh, here we go. Oh, it should have been 2-1. Lovely cross from Gnabry. And it goes right across the face of the goal. And somehow Lewandowski doesn't get his foot on it. He could have done with a hard on there. That might have been the extra inch.
Again, great ball across the face. But, Lewandowski just found a little bit wanting there. That all came back from Liverpool on the attack down the right-hand side. And then Bayern just... I think it was Rafinha down the right.
Oh, he's just off it. He's just sliding off it slightly.
Yeah.
I think he should get there. I think he might slightly bottle it because of the keeper. Peter Crouch wants us to do a fishing watch along. That's something I've never been into, fishing. The only fishing I do is baiting Arsenal fans. Tom Matthews says, please do a Sheffield Wednesday career on FIFA. I would love it. I think there would only be me and you watching though, Tom. That's the problem.
That was a hell of a ball across the face of goal there. I think you're right. Lewandowski should be putting that in.
Peaky Blinders is out this year as well, Nabil Khan as well. Yeah, definitely. I don't know when that's coming out. I don't know what to watch after this now. All this talk of TV's got me really excited about stuff. But I don't think I've got the time to watch that film because I don't know how long it is, but I think it's probably a little bit too long. So I might just finish Afterlife. Or then again, I might watch the Formula 1 thing. Or then again, I don't know. I've just got so many options. We're spoilt these days.
Yeah, streaming services like Netflix and Amazon Prime, they got so much on there to watch. It's almost too much. You're in so many minds about what you think you can watch.
Luke98 says, would you go on the True Geordie podcast by any chance? I'd love to do the True Geordie podcast, but I'm doubt very much I'm big enough to do it. I mean, he has people like Ricky Gervais on it, porn stars. I don't think I'm big enough. So subscribe to the channel and keep following me on Twitter till I am. I'd love to do it. I think I'm going on the True Geordie kickoff on Saturday again. They've asked me back. They must be desperate. So I think I'm doing that on Sunday. But no, I'd love to do the podcast, but I just don't see. I don't think I would be asked yet. I'm not depressed about the loss against Arsenal for Ham. I've moved on. I know you lot haven't. I know you still have the week off work because you beat us and everything like that, and you've got your tour of Arsenal's immediate ground area because you beat us. But we've moved on. It's 3 points. Pornhub watch along, says Freddie Harrison. That's got to be one of the most vulgar thoughts ever. Marco Van Gerwen says, Bayern v United final 20 years on from 99 and Solskjaer has won it again. Imagine the scenes. Keep up the content, helps me through some boring days. Thank you very much, pal. And what do you think of the videos of you being angry, says Yusuf Ahmed. You know what I'm doing on my channel this week, actually? That just reminds me. I know I normally do the podcast on Friday. In fact, I probably still will do. I don't know. Somebody gave me this idea to do this. They said you should do a video on your channel going through the various memes with your reactions. So I'm going to do that. I think that'd be good.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tweet out and I'm going to say, reply to this tweet with your favourite memes, and then I'll go down the timeline for the first time and just watch them and see how it goes.
I think the pink boots one will be up there.
Bilal Hassan says, if Arsenal finish outside of top four, would you do a massive party watch along in collab with Expressions and Banter AFTV all night?
It's gone a bit quiet again this game. I think
I enjoyed
Koeman
Boardwalk
came on.
Empire, yep, Sel Bellamy. I think that's one of the great things about, like you were saying, Marcus, about Netflix and Now TV and all this lot is.
Yeah.
I've always loved film, and I do love film, but the advent of top quality TV series has been brilliant over the last decade, and I think there's nothing nicer when you find a good TV series and you maybe you've got 10 episodes ahead of you. It's great. And I have loved that in the last few years, finding new things and then really getting into it.
Yeah, there's so much stuff on these streaming things now that you end up watching things that you would never normally watch. So it's great for finding something new, and I always think it's good to open up your mind about watching different things as well. Even like with your games and stuff like that, play different things and just try things out. And I think it's great, Netflix, and for the price of it, you can't really argue with it, can you, really? There's some great shows coming up as well. It's good time to be a subscriber to Netflix. I think I saw Kingsley Coman come on for Ribery a few minutes ago.
Yeah, still half an hour to go in this game, more or less, I think, with injury time.
I think Thiago picked up a yellow card just now as well.
Do you want to know how many retweets that got?
How many? Is it?
11,950.
Oh.
It's had more retweets than likes. Who the fucking hell's retweeted it, though?
Me.
I'm never saying anything like that again.
Well, you can't let your public down there, mate. You got to do it.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do it.
Mm. Be good to know if you can still do your 100 kick-ups in the garden in a suit as well.
Oh, I definitely can do that.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look on telly on here at Pink Boots.
That's got to be up there, isn't it? That one, the Pink Boots. I think some of your FIFA ones as well. Saw one the other day, actually, the goal line technology one.
You can get Adidas Predator Tango turf boots for 40 quid, pink.
Do you know, when I was in Sports Direct the other week, when I phoned you, I meant to tell you that they had his boots there, the pink boots, for 55 quid. I couldn't get my bloody foot in them though, because of the ankle bit, the sock bit that comes up. They were so tight around the ankle. I see your friend in the cap was at Cheltenham yesterday and today, or yesterday.
It's really interesting, actually, because just before Christmas, I got invited to do that. Not with Paddy Power. Go to Cheltenham and do that sort of thing. And then they never followed it up. But I was like, I didn't really fancy doing it. And it's a goal. It's a goal. Van Dijk, 2-1. I think that's
Game
it.
over. Yep. Game over.
What a header by Van Dijk that is.
That's the danger with that guy from set pieces. He gets to jump above everyone. Oh. I mean, the first corner that Liverpool had, it was a bit of an in-swinger, and Neuer struggled, I thought, to put it out of play. But great. I think that's good night Bayern Munich for me.
Yeah, it's a towering header. Gets up so well. Up against Hummels, is meant to be one of the best in the world as well. Lovely, powerful, hanging cross from Milner, and just unstoppable. That was the thing I was worried about when United played them, actually, because we got a lot of corners given against us. Bad Boy ML says, Mark, you should watch True Detective Season 1, 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's meant to be very, very good, actually. I don't know what it's on, though. I don't think it's on Netflix, is it? Sons of Anarchy is meant to be very good as well. But Van Dijk, Footballer of the Year, says Mark Willis. For me, I don't like either club, but I will always stand up and praise class. It will be an absolute injustice if the Player of the Year is not Van Dijk or Sterling. For me, Marcus, it's one of those two. I think, traditionally you'd say Salah, De Bruyne, Hazard, Pogba are probably the best players in the league, but consistently this season it's got to be Van Dijk or Sterling. What's yours and Marcus' thoughts on the positivity of aliens, says Robert Moore. We'll come back to that one. Thanks for the contribution. Let's just change this score, though. Liverpool going through. And you know what? I predicted it. I said it before. I'm very good at this, aren't I? I really should gamble a bit, because I said last night Juventus would turn it around, and I said tonight I fancied Liverpool to win.
Yeah, Van Dijk, I mean, he's cropped up with some important goals for Liverpool since he's joined, and they really do utilise him at set pieces. The amount of times he gets his head on the end of it from a set piece is phenomenal. Such a danger in the air.
4 English teams in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it? When was the last time that happened? Got to be a few years now. Yeah, Bayern Munich, they look very deflated now.
Yeah, they ain't coming back. Well, having said that, you say they're not coming back from it. They can get 2 goals in 20 minutes, but I don't think they actually deserve to. I really don't.
No, they didn't do enough. I mean, I thought they were quite fortunate in the first half to go in at 1-1. They didn't really do enough for me in the first half to warrant still being in the tie at that point.
Well, Liverpool have actually been better away from home than they were at Anfield.
Yeah. Similar story to United, though, isn't it? I mean, United's away form has been fantastic.
2-1 in the other game as well. I think it's 2-1 in the other game. Let me just confirm. Yeah. I think Goretzka's coming on for Martinez now.
I haven't do a lot of defending here at the minute.
Goretzka 18 for Martinez. Yeah, it is 2-1 in Barcelona versus Lyon, and
Lyon only need another one more.
And Tabisha Arshad says this game is not over yet. I don't think it is. I think if Bayern Munich get another goal quite quickly, good defending there from Matip. Van Dijk giving him some love. I actually think it was Fabinho. But I think, to be honest with you, even if Bayern Munich did turn this around, I don't think they're a threat for the tournament. I think if Bayern Munich were going to win tonight, you wanted them to sort of win in a way that was, they're a really good team, and I just don't think that they are.
Yeah, I agree with that. They'd have to win quite comfortably tonight to be considered to be a threat for the competition.
Raf says we may as well watch Barca. No. Marcus can put it on if he wants, but I'm staying with this one. I still think that this is this could, if Bayern Munich score in the 90th minute, you never know.
It's tense, isn't it? It is still a bit of a tricky scoreline.
I think that quarter-final draw is going to be fantastic, though. I'll be doing that live on the United Stand for anyone who wants to join us for that.
It's actually 11 o'clock, that Mark, in the morning, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I know there's always a load of talking, isn't there, before it? If United continue on this 5-year sabbatical without winning anything meaningful, will they continue to be a financial powerhouse, says Sebastian Anderson? They will always be a financial powerhouse because of the fan base.
Yeah.
Fahim says, Mark, why don't you reply to people on Insta? I'm a United fan, by the way. You know what? I can give you the honest answer to that. Not that I don't always give an honest answer, but I don't really understand Instagram. I just post pictures and think that's all I'm supposed to do, and if people like it and reply, great, but I didn't realise I'm supposed to do it. I don't reply loads on Twitter, but I do reply a little bit, but in Instagram I never reply. And I think also because Instagram you can only reply on your phone. I use Twitter as a desktop a lot because I'm at work, so it's easy to just type replies. So yeah, I don't really. You meant to reply a lot on Insta then. My Twitter is at Mark Goldbridge. What's yours, Marcus?
At _ Mad Marcus.
Oh, Salah should have put Mane in there. Greedy.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He was really greedy there, Salah.
Yep. That could have been tie well and truly over.
And again, if you look at Liverpool today, it's, Salah's a very good player, but I don't think Salah's had a very good game.
No, he's not. No, I did. Mane's looked the more threatening out of the two. Firmino's had a quiet game as well. Not really been involved, but I think open play, apart from them, the goal in the first half by Mane and the Andy Robertson chance, they've not looked all there, to be honest, Liverpool. Oh, you saying earlier, if Bayern went through, I don't think anyone would be worried about him. I don't think anyone would be worried about Liverpool on this performance either.
Somebody was just saying there about the Champions League draw. I have heard this a few times, that the Champions League draw on Friday will decide the draw for the semi-final as well. I don't think they do that. I think there is a separate draw for the semi-final, if I remember correctly, last year. So this will just be for the quarterfinals, as far as I'm concerned. Apparently,
I've read that the semi-final is done as well.
Oh right, okay, maybe that's
on
right.
Friday.
Then. I don't remember that from last time, but yeah, maybe.
No. Yeah, I did read that. I think it was yesterday or today. That the way they've got the format for it is, you'll see what the eventual semi-finals could be. Yeah.
And Dembele is having a masterclass apparently for Lyon in Barcelona. Well, that'll just get him a move to Barcelona, won't it?
It's quite interesting as well. United not going after
it is
a
semi-final as well. A lot of people are saying that, so you're right, Marcus.
Yeah. United not going after a CDM at the end of the season is interesting, considering what could be available. You got the situation at Chelsea at the minute, the transfer ban and stuff.
Oh, lovely skill there from Gnabry. Got a little bit unlucky, to be honest. He's given Robertson a lot of problems tonight. Astonishing, Aprajat's right. If Lyon score, Barca are out. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. We've had steady over 3,500 watching, which is fantastic for this channel. Make sure you subscribe if you're new as well, bottom right hand corner. Do all the FIFA and the Football Manager stuff on here, but we do all the Champions League watch-alongs as well, and we're going to be doing England over the international break, so get involved. Memphis Depay's gone off, says Feliciano and Lynn Hall.
I think Bayern's got any chance of going through. They got to get a goal in the next 5 minutes.
I think Ronnie O'Sullivan will win the Snooker World Championship this year. David O'Mahony, when he's on form, he's amazing at the moment. Sergio Gnabry, Arsenal's lost, says James Williamson. Yeah, he's a very good player. Sanchez is on for Rodriguez, who's been quite quiet tonight, to be fair. Mark is better than the Red Bounty chocolate bar, says Craig Warburton. Oh, they're rare because they're horrible. Dark chocolate, innit? I love a Bounty. Bounty, a lot of people don't like the Bounty, but I love Bounty. I can't stand the dark chocolate one.
Yeah, my favourite chocolate bars like Bounties, Topics, Whisper.
No wonder we like each other, Marcus, because you've named two of my favourite there. Whisper. I'm not mad about Whisper. I prefer. I like a Twix, but Bounty and Topic, yeah. I love
Actually,
Topics.
do you know what?
I could eat 10 Topics. I don't eat them anymore because I could actually eat 10.
Mum brought up something yesterday that I've got to ask you when we finish the show. So remind me.
But people
all right?
just want to know now.
Yeah, but it's not. You're Aries, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the fire sign thing.
I don't know. I know it's a ram.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
mean
the
I
fire
shag
thing.
sheep.
No, but Mum was saying it was really strange because Aries and fire, and me being Aquarius and water, fire and water just go together. So it's just, it was just really such a weird conversation I had with her this afternoon. She's like, "Oh, strange."
Cress Wilsing says topics are too small. I know, that's why I can eat 10. I purposely don't eat them anymore because I just be really fat. Good shot there from Gok 1, but it's straight at Muir.
So if you got a Poundland near you, mate, it's the only time I go into Poundland, right? Because you can get £5 for £1 or 150, whatever it is. Fantastic.
See, I don't like Jaffa cakes, Alemano. I don't mind them, but to me, they're not a biscuit because you can't dip them, and they're I don't mind my Jaffa cakes, but I'm not a big fan.
What about hobnobs though?
Well, hobnobs are the king of the biscuits because
There we go. Yeah.
I was having a few biscuits this afternoon actually with a cup of tea, malted milks. Oh, I was getting mad. Yeah. I really like malted milks, but literally 2 seconds in my tea and they were breaking into my tea, which that fucks up two things, right? It fucks up your cup of tea because it's got biscuit in the bottom and it ruins the taste, and also you don't get the satisfaction of eating the biscuit you've just dipped.
That's right, yeah.
But hobnob, oh yeah, that can take a good 3, 4, 5 second dunk, that can.
Especially the chocolate ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hobnobs
sensational. Cookies as well. I like the double chocolate chip cookies, and it's got to be the Maryland ones though. I used to have a thing for party rings as well.
Apparently Facebook's down.
Do you know what? I saw that today. I saw Facebook and Instagram was down this afternoon. I think Rand said it.
Give us an update, everybody. I don't know.
Yeah. Because Rand's thought it was his phone.
YouTube and Twitter's still where it's at for football anyway. I've never been into Facebook for football. I am on Facebook, but I've never liked Facebook for. I mean, that's a good conversation to have with the live comments. What's your favourite apps for football? Because for me, it's Twitter and YouTube, and it always has been. Instagram's not too bad. I'm starting to get into it a little bit, but Facebook, I've just never really liked it for football.
Well, I can only say YouTube and Twitter because I've never had Facebook, and I don't use Instagram. So.
Still down, apparently, says David Rowan. Yeah. That's a long time to be down, isn't it? Yeah, Twitter and YouTube are never down for that long. Very long. That's a long time to be down. They've been out for a couple of hours. So we've got 10 minutes left. I think Bayern are out. I think they're going out.
Yeah, can't see him getting two now. It would absolutely take a monumental fuck up by Liverpool to throw this away now.
Yeah, a lot of people saying Twitter and YouTube.
Yeah.
I never really understood. I never really understood what Twitter was all about until I started using it for football. Then I was like, right, I get it now.
I think Firmino went off just now.
3-1 to Barca, so that's over.
Well, so Barcelona are in the draw then. Not sure if it was
so that means Barcelona, Juventus, Man City, Ajax, Porto, Spurs, Liverpool, United.
That's a lot of English teams in there, isn't it? Yes, this year.
Oh, it's a goal. 3-1, game over. Salah with the assist. Mane. Yeah. They've got Salah, Mane. Aquarius is an air sign, not water, says Paul Michael Bales. There you go. You can put in your place, just like Bayern Munich.
You know what? Yeah. So, that must have been what she was on about then. So, wind, blows out the fire. What was I thinking? Water then? But yeah, definitely game over. No chance for Bayern. But Mane, second goal of the night. He's probably been Liverpool's best player, to be honest, tonight. He looked the most dangerous, most threatening. Bayern Munich's bench didn't look too happy when that went in.
He's probably looking at the bite. He's probably looking at the sack, isn't he? So Liverpool have replicated Manchester United's PSG result, which is interesting because I said Bayern Munich are the French PSG. Neil Smith says he's thrown up. You know what? I think German league is highly overrated, as Christine Medina. Yeah, we were talking about it at 1-1. Dortmund are top of the league with Bayern Munich, and Spurs beat them comfortably home and away. So Liverpool are a better team than Spurs, so you'd expect them to beat Bayern. But they've played very well tonight, Liverpool. But I personally think, look, it's very easy as a United fan to say, oh, I'm gutted that Liverpool have won because I always want them to lose. But I think if they'd gone out tonight, their chances of winning the league would have gone up massively because they've only got to play a game a week. Now, you sort of want them to stay in a little bit longer, I think. It's the same with Arsenal. I want Arsenal to win tomorrow. I don't like Arsenal, but I want them to win tomorrow because the more games they're playing in the Europa League, the harder it's going to be for them in the league. So I want Arsenal to win tomorrow.
Well, Chelsea are already through, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
They're like 2 or 3-0 up, aren't they? So,
I think it's a good thing that Liverpool have gone through, and I never thought I would say that, but I think in relation to the way it's going, you want everybody to be playing later on in the European League cups because it makes it as hard for them in the league as it is for everybody else. Liverpool have definitely won Adam Gaming. They're 3-1 up with 5 minutes to go. Bayern Munich need 3 goals. But English football's on a march. 4-1 to Barcelona now. Yeah, well, we went through this, didn't we, in the mid-noughties, from about 2005 through to 2011, where English teams were doing very well in Europe. And then after Chelsea winning it went a little bit quiet for a few years, but I think with Liverpool getting to the final last year and 4 of them in the quarterfinals this year, you've got to say that English football is on the bounce back.
Definitely.
Mane scored the third. YouTube Drizzy Gaming.
You'd have to say that.
I think Bayern have been shit tonight, to be honest. Really poor. For the players
do you know
got.
what? I've not been overly impressed with Liverpool. I mean, they've done what they've had to do, but they
clinical, haven't they? They've been clinical.
Yeah, they put them away, obviously, but their play is just not been all that, to be honest. But is that because they've not really had to get out of third gear because of how shit Bayern have been?
I think the first goal was just brilliant from Mane. The second goal is, I think, only Van Dijk can score that sort of goal because you're up against Hummels,
set piece, right?
And it's just the height and power he gets into the jump. There's not many people could out-jump Hummels like that. I mean, that was world-class from Van Dijk. And then the third goal is probably because Bayern are trying to push for it. So, yeah, I don't think Liverpool have been streets ahead of Bayern Munich, but they certainly do deserve it. I just think Bayern are disappointing for the talent that they've got. They've hardly created any chances in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
As George Carl says, terrible, really. For a home team, they've been very, very poor. Mane has been brilliant for 3 weeks straight, says Daniel A.
It's like you said, he's either hot or cold, isn't he, Mane? And he's been absolutely fantastic for 3 weeks.
I mean, talking about Van Dijk, when they signed him, I called him the Dutch Chris Smalling because that's all about bantering Liverpool fans. And it obviously did banter them because they kept going on about it and they still keep going on about it. But I've said for quite a while, he's... I don't think he's the best centre-back in the world, but he's certainly in the argument. For me, I still think that there are a couple of centre backs better than him. I think Godin's still better than him. I think Godin's fantastic.
I think you'd probably say though he's the best in the Premier League.
He's definitely the best in the Premier League.
Streets ahead of anything else, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, and he's definitely in the argument. If somebody says Van Dijk's the best centre back in the world, I can't say no. He doesn't. He's definitely not. He is. He's a fantastic centre back, and that goal he scored tonight. How solid he is week in, week out. He's fast. He's powerful. He's good on the ball. He can score with his head. He's got the lot. He's brilliant signing for Liverpool. I hate to say it, but he's absolutely fantastic.
What was it 60, 70 million they paid for him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Cheap as well.
Yeah,
Everyone said at the time, what a rip-off, but absolutely cheap.
Certainly got their money back on him.
Bayern might have a chance here. Too many touches again. Terrible in the final third.
Really been poor the second half. Even the substitutions, apart from Kingsley out on the left-hand side, not really had an impact.
Joe Price wants a shout out. Just make sure you subscribe, everyone, if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're not quite going to do it, but we're close to 63,500. Get involved with the channel. We'll be doing all the Champions League, international games. My Football Manager career mode's on here, the Villa mode. Doing very well in that at the moment. FIFA will be back as well. So good community, and I've really enjoyed the last couple of nights doing the watch-alongs for both games. And I think both have been in their own ways. I mean, last night was just fantastic with Ronaldo, and I think tonight, fair play to Liverpool. You know what? I don't want Liverpool to do well because I support United, but I can see the benefit of them going through because I think it means it's a level playing field. I'd love to see Liverpool Man City in the quarterfinal. I really would, and also I think it's good for the Premier League. I want the Premier League to be the best league in the world, and it is good for the Premier League.
Yeah.
To have all four entrants into the quarterfinals is pretty impressive for the Premier League. 5-1 to Barcelona now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Champions League this year, I think you'd have to say it's pretty much wide open. I think the bookies will probably make Barcelona the favourites, but
is Robertson out of the next leg? Yeah, next match. Yeah, that's disappointing. Getting a yellow card in stoppage time.
Yeah, so late in the game. Yeah,
that always annoys me about the Champions League though, because when United used to be good in the Champions League, like every year we were getting to the latter stages. That happens a lot, where you're always looking at players that are suspended and you do miss them for big games, and that's the thing. Accumulation of these yellow cards, it does come to bite you in the latter rounds. I don't know who would play left back for Liverpool then. Marino, that crap player.
Marino, yeah.
Probably better off playing Mourinho. Sanchez.
That's a kick in the teeth for him, isn't it? Zidane going back to Madrid now.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, where does he go from there? I mean, probably only think Italy now, wouldn't you? Paris Saint-Germain, someone said to me on Twitter, but
I'd be interested to see who Liverpool get in the next round. Liverpool or Man City definitely going to get Porto, I reckon. And that's it. There it is. Liverpool
Game
through.
over.
I predicted it. I was right again, like I was right last night. But fair play to them. They did deserve to win it. They were the better team and they deserved it. But thanks for coming on, Marcus, and thanks to everyone for watching.
Mate. Yeah, pleasure as always. Always available. Thanks for everyone in the comments and for the super chat about the frog or the comment about the frog and Brexit. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Bit of a drab game, but yeah, can't wait for the next one.
No, these are always good, the watch-alongs on here. I'll be back on this channel tomorrow lunchtime about 1:30 with my Villa Football Manager career mode. But thanks everyone for watching tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers for coming.